All right. We're living to fight another day again on this channel. That's pretty much all we're doing so far. And today we're going to be talking about the NFL's Week 2 slate of games. It was a huge slate this weekend. There was a lot going on, so I'm not going to try to make this intro too long. So, without further ado, let's get right into it with the first game, this Thursday night game. This beautiful shutout of the Washington Commanders. So I think the biggest takeaway from this game is that, first of all, I think that my delusions about Jayden Daniels are right. I think my concerns about him are warranted because teams have tape on him now, and he's not looking so good. I mean, of course, this is the second week, and everybody knows that Super Bowls are won and lost in the first 2 weeks of the NFL season. And I mean, if that were really the case, then the Packers would be crowned champions right now. Their defense looks legit. I mean, I don't know what else you can say. Jordan Love balled out. Even without his lack of targets or notable wide receivers, he's still slinging the rock. He's slinging it pretty well. I mean, Tucker Kraft had a monstrous game. I think that says more about the Commanders' defense and how fucking old it is than anything. But yeah, I mean, this is basically just for 60 minutes. Green Bay was just toying with Washington. They were toying with their food. And there was like clearly a different level between these two teams about where they lie within the NFC playoff race. Okay, so now this is probably the most entertaining game of the week, and it makes me so fucking angry because this game, this Giants and Cowboys, this matchup is always on Sunday night or it's always on Thursday night, and it's always horrible. It's always the Cowboys just absolutely blowing fucking Brian Daboll shit smooth off. Or it's both these teams can't do shit and it's like 12-9 or something. So the one time that they actually play an entertaining game, it's like, oh hey, yeah, it's at 1 o'clock. I mean, it did go longer than that because when I was trying to watch the Eagles-Chiefs game, we didn't get coverage of it until 4:50 because this stupid piece of shit game went into overtime. Thanks Roger Goodell and Fox and everybody. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like, neither of these teams are going anywhere. Of course, you're going to put up big numbers when you're playing the Giants and the fucking Cowboys secondary. Russell Wilson still doesn't got it. Yeah, they should have taken Joe Alt because Malik Neighbors is going to crash out and request a trade by week 6. All right, switching gears. This game was actually very surprising. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Seattle Seahawks. And, I mean, this was a game going in that I was expecting Pittsburgh to win. Judging by their performance last week. And I think we have to temper our expectations about the Steelers now because we know that they were just playing the Jets. And the Seahawks defense isn't even particularly good, but they were just shooting themselves in the foot over and over in this game. They were giving Seattle tons of short field situations. Aaron Rodgers didn't look nearly as focused and as flustered as he did in week 1. He's already calling out teammates in post-game press conferences, so maybe he's still the New York Aaron Rodgers. I don't know, man. I don't know. It seems a little fishy, but yeah, this one will be one of the Pittsburgh Steelers' 8 scheduled losses. They're right on schedule right now to go 9-8 again and lose in the playoffs. And if you're the Seattle Seahawks, I think you have to feel good about this game, and you feel good about fighting for a division title or even a wild card spot. Continuing on with the Bears against the Lions, and this game wasn't close for a second. I mean, maybe in like the beginning of the first quarter when the Bears were actually up to the task and they answered, the Lions' touchdowns on each drive. But after that, the Lions just basically did whatever they want. They had 52 points on a little over 52 plays. So that's almost a point a play, kind of concerning for any of their opponents. I also think that the Bears were wanting to prove that Ben Johnson was the real genius behind the Lions last year. Obviously, that's not true now. I'm sure that Ben Johnson still is doing a great job in Chicago, but Caleb Williams, man, I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe it's still too early. I don't know. Maybe he chipped a nail or something. And he got distracted or something. But this game, and this is just another bad game from him. All of a sudden, the Bears are 0-2 in the division in a year where they were looking to make the playoffs, and it seems like it could be another typical Chicago year. As for the Lions, Lions fans, don't get too excited by this because you all know how this ends in disappointment, inevitably. Probably to like the fucking, I don't even know, some team that you don't expect, like the fucking Falcons or something. Anyway, yeah, that was that game. Lions aren't going anywhere, neither are the Bears. And now the battle of the big cats, the Jaguars against the Bengals. And this one was actually very, very entertaining of a game. It was back and forth, end-to-end stuff all throughout the whole game. The Jaguars led this game like for the vast majority of the time. They still didn't end up winning, it's a typical Jacksonville fashion. The big storyline with this game, though, is that Joe Burrow got hurt and he's now out for 3 months. And I think that just proves that this guy isn't an elite quarterback. Like, the best ability is availability, and so far he's had, I think, like maybe 3 or 4 almost career-ending injuries within the first 6 seasons of his career. And it always happens early in the season. I don't understand what is it with the Bengals and their early season blunders. But yeah, their season's over now. They got Jake Browning at quarterback, and he threw 3 interceptions in this game too, and they somehow won. So, yeah, if you're throwing 3 picks against the Jacksonville Jaguars, I wouldn't be so confident about the rest of the way to go. But maybe they can trade for a quarterback. Maybe they can get Kirk Cousins. He seems like the best available option at this point. So the matchup between Spencer Rattler and Mac Jones wasn't nearly as terrible as we originally anticipated. I think that Fox was trembling in their boots that they even had to fucking televise this game this week. Like I said last week, how the fuck do the 49ers have so many injuries, dude? It's week 2 going into week 3. Like, they need to fire their whole medical. It reminds me of the Sixers, man. They need to fire their whole medical staff because, I don't know, somebody lied about their credentials or something. Somebody went to Harvard and said they went to Harvard. They read it wrong or something. I don't know. Spencer Rattler looked good in this game. He probably had his best game as a professional. He threw 3 touchdown passes. Mac Jones played very well as well, surprisingly. But I really think that the Niners could be a team that makes some noise if they, get control of their roster. Christian McCaffrey balled out again today. So if they have all their players healthy, they could be a force to be reckoned with. But, that is a big if, much like Justin Herbert. Moving on to everybody's favorite boring divisional matchup, it's the Browns against the Ravens. This game was exactly how you'd expect it to go. The Browns got absolutely pummeled. And to make it worse, it was on the weekend where the Ravens were celebrating their 30th anniversary of them stealing a team from Cleveland. So that has to sting a little bit more probably for Browns fans. I don't think much of the Browns players were even alive to witness that, so who knows about that. Let's see, Dylan Gabriel came in, not Shedeur Sanders. He threw a touchdown pass in garbage time, so maybe he's moving up the pecking order because Joe Flacco didn't have a good game at all. He looked good last week, but this guy's 40 years old we're talking about. He hasn't started more than 8 games on a team since 2017, so I think we need to temper our expectations here and realize that we're going to see Dylan Gabriel probably starting full-time by week 6 or week 7. So the New England Patriots have finally beat their bogey team in their bogey location. That's right, they've beat the Dolphins in Miami. I know that was always a given that it wasn't going to happen under the Brady and Belichick era. But, now it's under a new Dolphins era where they're just giving out wins. The Dolphins look like one of the worst teams in the league so far. They had a players-only meeting before week 2, which means that your season is basically screwed already. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel, he's not going to hold on to his job. I said that last week. He's going to get fired probably before the trade deadline so they can get someone else in and make some moves. And it's just confusing because this is such a talented roster. But I think Tua may very well be succumbing to the CTE because he just can't seem to make these throws that he's always been making. As for the Patriots, they look good. Drake May looked good. Anytime you can put up that many points, I don't even remember them putting up nearly 30 points last season. So it's got to be good if you're a Patriots fan. All right, and now we're going to not New York, actually. We're going to East Rutherford, New Jersey, to talk about the pathetic excuse for an organization that's called the Jets. This game was just all Buffalo, and it wasn't even like that much of a crazy stat line. Josh Allen didn't even throw a touchdown. I know I'm an Eagles fan saying that it's a bit ironic, but still, I mean, when you're playing the Jets, that should be like a given. James Cook popped off again. Like, why wouldn't he? Again, it's the Jets. Justin Fields looked terrible. He looked even worse than how he did in Chicago, and he got hurt as well. So, good wishes to Justin Fields. Hopefully he can recover quickly, because that's probably the only shot that the Jets have of remaining relevant. If I'm Aaron Glenn at this point, you gotta send out a post on LinkedIn and being like, if you live in the New York, New Jersey area and you own a Jets jersey and you can throw a football, come to practice on Monday. Like, that's the type of stuff you gotta start sending out if this season doesn't turn around quickly. Okay, now we're moving a little bit south, going down to Tennessee, and this game was, this is how you'd expect a rookie quarterback to play against, an established team like the Rams. Cam Ward looked good. I think this was another one where you kind of had to watch it, because his stats didn't jump out on the stat sheet too much, but of course, he had that incredible cross-field throw for a touchdown. That was his first career touchdown. And, the Titans shot themselves in the foot in this game time and time again. This was one that they were expected to lose, so, I don't know how, if you're a Titans fan, that you can be too upset about it. I think if you're a Rams fan, though, you got to feel better about this one than you were last week in that horrific offensive performance against the Texans. So, everything that was supposed to happen in this game did happen in this game, and those are the worst kinds, because then you can't really, think of any jokes or anything. I don't know. Is Matt Stafford actually dead still? Who the fuck knows? I guess we'll find out in the playoffs. Alright, and now on to probably the most controversial game of the weekend. Yes, we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles against the Kansas City Chiefs, my beloved Philadelphia Eagles. And, this game was a fucking war, man. Defense came to play. Both defenses came to play, really. For a lot of the early get-go, Patrick Mahomes was literally having to play hero ball with his legs. He ran in for that long touchdown. Saquon Barkley had a touchdown as well, so for all you fantasy and bettors, you can see good stuff as well. But I think the biggest story about this was about the tush push and how it's a bad play to officiate, and it's impossible to officiate, and they have to ban it again. Like, I don't know what owner or agent is trying to stroke this narrative throughout the media that told Adam Schefter and Dean Blandino and all these fucking talking heads to start saying that. But false starts and neutral zone infractions can happen on any play. And guess what? If they don't call it, then it's not a fucking false start. I think if you slow down a video clip of the one tush push that people are saying, oh, all the offensive linemen are lined up in the neutral zone, they're all committing a false start penalty. You can fabricate any, especially a football video of the line, if you slow it down frame by frame enough. So I'm not really buying the false start narrative. I think people are just mad that they can't do the tush push as good as the Eagles. It's not an Eagles exclusive play, guys. I don't know why everybody thinks that this is the case, but every team can do it. Probably not after this year. It's probably going to get banned after this year. I also think if you're an Eagles fan and you're not concerned about this offense, you're a little delusional. I think we have Brian Johnson 2.0 and Kevin Patulio, and I think Nick Sirianni or Big Dom or one of these fucking big Italian lugs needs to, stick a thumb up Kevin Patulio's ass and be like, hey buddy, call better plays. We got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and you're not even throwing to them. In conclusion, it's not Jalen's fault, but we are 2-0, and the defense is looking real good. Go Birds. All right, and on to another team which nobody really expected to be 2-0, and that's the Arizona Cardinals. This game was probably the only game in NFL history where Kyler Murray is going to be taller than the quarterback that he's facing, and I think that says a lot about Booster Seat Bryce over in Carolina. This game wasn't a total slugfest. The Carolina Panthers actually had the ball with about 30 seconds left on the Arizona 30-yard line. They had a fourth down with it. They were only down by 5, but of course Bryce Young took a sack because I guess they can't have anything nice in Carolina right now. And Kyler Murray comes away with the Midget Bowl win for this game. And I think we need to start asking some questions about the Arizona Cardinals and whether they can make some noise in the NFC West. They probably aren't, though, because you guys remember a few years ago when they went undefeated and they were 9-0, and then they just totally collapsed and lost in the wild card round. That's probably going to happen again. All right, so we're going down to the horse track for this next game, the Denver Broncos against the Indianapolis Colts. Guys, Daniel Jones is 2-0. I don't know what's happening, but he played amazing in this game the other day too, and I just think so it's getting a little bit concerning for the New York Giants. And I know that they're not really involved in this, and of course Russell Wilson had a great game on Sunday too. But it's kind of like Manchester United in soccer, where they are so good at just finding talent, ruining them, and then as soon as that player leaves their team, they have a career renaissance. I mean, Daniel Jones took the Colts from behind to come back and win this game. Bo Nix threw a late interception in the fourth quarter that kind of sparked this comeback. So, are the Colts actually good? They just beat the best defense in the league, so maybe? I don't know. We're asking some scary questions here. We also might need to ask, is Bo Nix a fraud? I think it's a little bit too early to tell for that, but keep that one in the back of your minds. All right, and now we're moving on. Atlanta Falcons against the Minnesota Vikings, and this game sucked. This game was awful. It was all field goals up until I think the fourth quarter when Tyler Algier scored the only touchdown of the game. So another primetime slob fest. I mean, we had to know this game was coming after the absolute cinema of a game that we got last Sunday night. I mean, about the Falcons, I think that they look good. Their defense is looking pretty good. They have a kicker named Romo now, though, so just Falcons fans, just look out, because he might be looking to screw you over a little bit down the road. It must be guys named Romo. But for the Vikings, they are about to get 4 to 5 weeks of Carson Wentz at quarterback. So strap in, prepare your buttholes, and it's about to be absolutely cinema for the Minnesota Vikings, because J.J. McCarthy is now out. And, I think Carson Wentz is going to lead them to the playoffs once again. We will actually finally be able to see what a Carson Wentz to Justin Jefferson connection looks like after Howie Roseman robbed us of it in 2020. Okay, the first Monday night game of this 2 Monday night game slate. I actually love the fact when they do 2 Monday night games. I know a lot of people don't like it, and it's kind of a bad opinion, but I think it's cool that we got a bit of a later game too, because it happens in fucking baseball and basketball all the time. Teams play at 10 o'clock Eastern all the time. I don't know why people are complaining about it. But let's talk about this one first. Baker Mayfield led the comeback. Even while he was injured, he gets up and starts talking shit. I think we need to start putting Baker Mayfield in some serious convos about being a top 5 quarterback. Yeah, maybe we could replace Joe Burrow with him, because Joe Burrow is made of glass. And if you're a Texans fan, I would be worried about C.J. Stroud. This seems like a not even a sophomore slump. What are we going to call him? A junior slump, if that's even a thing. He's got to figure it out, though, because your junior year, that's when the SATs are. That's the most important year, CJ. So maybe DeMeco Ryans can light a fire under him. All right, and our final game of the week, the Los Angeles Chargers against the Las Vegas Raiders. And, this game wasn't very close, even from the get-go. I mean, we got a vintage Geno Smith performance, and in that case, that means that he was terrible. I mean, he looked like how he was back on the Jets. He threw 3 interceptions. His completion percentage wasn't good. The only spark in this game that the Raiders really had was Ashton Genty, and I think when you look at Genty's stat line, he only rushed for 43 yards, so it can be deceiving, but big surprise. Guess who the offensive coordinator on the Raiders is? It's fucking Chip Kelly. And of course, he wants to try and be special and everything. He put Zamir White in on crucial downs. When you spent the 6th overall pick on a running back, it's the highest a running back has been drafted since Saquon Barkley, and they didn't fucking use him. I don't understand it. The Chargers look really good, though. They're probably one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Justin Herbert is still not better than Jalen Hurts, though. Let's make that clear. All right, and that's going to do it for this week's NFL review. Let me know if you guys liked this video. This is our second week of doing the NFL reviews. So, yeah, leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like it. Be sure to tap the bell. And, yeah, the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. See you guys next week.